Wow, what a good old cup of joe or whatever. Um, Good morning, everybody. It's Can't Flip for Ship here, and as you can probably tell by the title of the video today, I'm going to be reviewing the Krake Raken V2.5 live blade. All right, so first things first, let's talk about the initial touch, feel, and first impressions. So when I first got this knife out of the packaging, it definitely felt a lot more sturdy and a lot more substantial than I had imagined it would feel. In the past, I had flipped the clones and I had seen videos of it, and knowing that it was an aluminum trainer, I assumed that it would be feeling how most aluminum trainers feel. But this thing actually has a pristine feel that actually can't really be replicated by anything else I've ever flipped. It's got a certain heft to it and a certain weight. As far as the finish goes, I was not able to spot a single blemish on the entire thing, all the way down to the edge bevel, which it came decently sharp. Now, as for the flippability, I was actually pleasantly surprised by the flippability of this blade. It covers all categories fairly well. As you can see, it's able to fan very well, which I was kind of worried about because they say that the Bowie actually has a little bit less tip weight, but you know me and my viewers got that tip weight, so we make up for it. Why did I say that? But it rolls over very well. You can see it rolls over well here. That's obviously going to be a strength of it. And then chaplains are basically a breeze. You can see I can do even 0G chaplains on this one from the clip. And then lastly, it does have a break-in period for aerials. As you can see, I stumbled on the scissor, but once you break this thing in, as I've kind of been messing with it more and more, the aerials actually come together very smoothly. So all in all, a great flipper. All right, so let's talk a little bit about build quality. Seems like I get closer to the camera every single frame. It's like one frame I'm here, next frame I'm here. But anyways, so let's talk about build quality and the specs of it overall. It's about a little over 10 inches, and the blade length I think is about 4.5. So it's decently big. It's not going to be, you know, like here's a size comparison with the Bali Volt. As you can see, they're pretty similar, edges it out, but then with something that's a little longer, like let's say the Machine-Wise Prisma, you can see. So it's in the middle and it's a pretty good size. Overall, it's pretty good. A 70-75 aluminum, it's all upgraded. The only problem I have with this knife is the blade steel. It's AEBL. Now, AEBL is not really a steel that's used in any other knife or knife company. And for the price range of how much this is going to be running you, which is $250 just for this plain one. If you want inked or whatever the hell, then it costs more. But for that, you're going to be getting a steel that's really kind of not that great. Other compared prices and other compared brands are using steels like S35 Yin, 154 CM. They're using good steels, things along that line that are known to be high quality super steels. And for Squid Industries, the leader of the industry, to be using something like AEBL to me is a little bit confusing. Now, admittedly, I haven't had the chance to go through and like run all types of tests on it and see how the edge is doing. But even if they were to use something like 14C28N and heat treat it the way Kershaw does, which they treat theirs very, very well, that would be a huge step up. So kind of lacking in that department, but as far as it doesn't really affect the Balisong community that much compared to another type of community like the pocket knife community. All right, so overall value. Value is something that's always pretty emotionally charged, but I feel like we can get through this pretty objectively. Obviously, I have no affiliation with Squid Industries. I got this with my own money. But that being said, materials-wise, this thing is a little faltery. Obviously, the blade material, it's good that it's 70-75 aluminum, but some people would argue that there are offerings in titanium for this price range, especially on the higher end if you're getting something that's inked or whatever. But the build quality is exceptional. You're not going to find that build quality in those offerings that you're talking about. So it's all tit for tat, and I think they chose everything that would be best for the flippers, the people who really do flip. And that brings me on to my next point, which is that this is going to become the standard, or is the standard, for flippers in the future and what they use as a baseline of what a good Balisong is. And that's a hidden value proposition within this that adds to the overall value of it, which is that you will now be partaking in something that is, as a whole, a consensus of the Balisong community, basically saying that you're in the know. Blade Bias has a good video on this. Telestro and the other guy. Camaro EE, I'm just messing around. He knows what I'm joking about. But so yeah, well, they actually both have good videos. Well, Telestro has a video talking about how he's going to start using this as his new user so that he can help develop a baseline whenever he judges other Balisongs, because it's that good. It's right in the middle, run of the mill, it covers everything. Camaro EE also has a video talking about how although there is no perfect Balisong, this is a Balisong that is hard to have a gripe with. It really is top notch. And the reason that I reference these guys is because they have a lot more experience flipping a lot more Balisongs than I do. And so as a professional opinion, and if you want to see where the industry's going, if you ask anybody who's big in the community, they will tell you this is the standard. So that's one more benefit to the overall value proposition when you're talking about something that is getting above what most people would spend. So it's one of those things where it depends on how much being a part of the community means to you, or how much you value the Balisong hobby. All right, finally we're here, the conclusion. What do I truly think about this Balisong? Well, to put it all concisely, I'll say this. When I first got this Balisong, it very much surprised me with the overall quality that it provided. And then from that point on, I was just impressed and impressed and impressed. Now, this is juxtaposed with the fact that this Balisong is fairly expensive, $250, for materials that are middle of the line. So that being said, it's going to come down to, I think this Balisong is a must get for flippers. If you're not a flipper, I would go with something like the Kershaw Lucha, something like, even if you barely started, something like a trainer. But for those who have been in the Balisong hobby for a while now, or looking for that thing that's going to take them to the next level, or that thing that's going to be the staple of their collection, this is it right here. And even at the steep price point of $250+, this is 100% worth every penny, because you can definitely get your money out of it. All right, thanks so much, y'all.